That pushed that off. All right, welcome. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into this is the greatest Parks Casino. Day one of the tournament. The afternoon sessions in the books. That's right, the afternoon session in the books, and they were crazy, Dick. Crazy stuff. The great Dick Jerardi, he needs no introduction.
Especially High Point over Wisconsin. Wisconsin looked like they had the game won like 10 different times.
They were up big.
Until they did. The anatomy of an upset, right? The 5-12, the long shot, the underdog makes 15 threes.
Yes.
That was High Point, and has 6 turnovers.
So they
how
made
you find a way to do
15
it.
threes.
Yep.
And they only had 6 turnovers. Wow.
And
That's
they
a
win
John
by a
Chaney,
point.
good shots up.
And how about this? I just told Anthony off the air. The winning basket, Wisconsin missed a shot, and High Point got a run out with like 11 seconds to go to a player named Chase Johnson, whose stats up till that moment on the season, Anthony, 64 of 136 on threes. He had taken 4 2-point shots and made none of them. It was his first 2-point make of the season.
I mean,
and it knocks out a 5 seed.
Insane.
Yeah, I've never heard anything like that.
That's
before.
crazy.
That's crazy. It's crazy is right.
Wow.
Yeah, TCU beat Ohio
First
State
2-point shot
of his season
of this season.
in the NCAA tournament.
Well, first of all, how does Wisconsin not get back on defense?
Well, yeah, that was mind-boggling. They had no floor balance whatsoever, when the only way you're going to get beat for sure is to give up a run-out layup. It was just fundamental stuff that you don't see Wisconsin teams do. It was very bizarre.
Let me go over the games of the and you give me your spin.
Yep.
The DJ spin.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I can do that.
How about
Actually, I used to have a column they used to call it at the paper called DJ Spin. Are you aware of that?
No.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
That is true.
No way,
but
really?
Still, you came up with it just because you are who you are. You come up with stuff
really?
like that. That is true.
What?
Like I go to some event and I just write like whatever I felt like, and they go DJ Spin.
I love it.
Yeah, there you go.
We got to bring that back.
I don't know who did it, but one of our sharp editors down there came up with it.
If I ever get money for producing written content at PHLY, I'm hiring this man right here. Okay. TCU Ohio State. You and I were watching this game. Wild, because TCU, like you said,
more athletes,
right.
much better. That was what I wasn't sure of. When we talked this morning, I had not seen TCU play.
Yeah,
but they're in the Big 12, which is the most athletic conference in the country, and you could see really early on that Ohio State was at a serious athletic deficit. They fell way behind. They looked like they're out of it, and then they came with a huge run. Actually, took a 4-point lead. Looked like they had the game won, and then the last basket was made by TCU, and they will move on. And for a while, it looked like they were going to move on to play Siena.
So
for a while, I stress
that was the most entertaining game.
That was good.
I mean, well, only because they were on the ropes. Like,
it
was funny. I was texting my buddy Boo because I go, dude, Siena, and he goes, Duke looks like they're in trouble, like lose trouble.
Yeah.
And they were in that way. But there was another anomaly in that game.
Yeah, I guess then again, you get the box score, pull up the box score. Siena has 5 players in the minutes category, 40, 40, 40, 40, and 40. Jerry McNamara played starters. There's another name at the bottom. Maybe he put somebody in the last second or something. But they played their starters the entire game. They led by as many as 13. But predictably, they couldn't make a shot in the last 7 or 8 minutes because they had no legs left. I don't know whether his bench just stinks or what he thought was going on. But I will say this. If Jerry was auditioning for the Syracuse job, they're in the ACC. I think he did a pretty good audition. If he could take Siena,
are you kidding me?
To the finish line, to the under 4, it's in doubt. And, they made Duke absolutely think about it. It'll be Duke TCU on Saturday in around the 32.
Wow.
In Greenville, South Carolina. And I just saw Duke and TCU. I don't know if they've ever played in football, but they have never played in basketball. That will happen for the first time on Saturday.
So let me ask you a question about Duke, right?
Yep.
Now, they were without 2 key players.
Correct. 2 starters.
Right?
Yep.
So, that matters.
Of
but
course.
seeing this,
Yeah.
does it shake you as far as making a run?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a concern because obviously that's a team. They're favored, Anthony, by 28.5. And they win, was it 6 in the end? I mean, it was a struggle. They just never looked comfortable the whole game. I think you have to at least say, hey, gives you a little bit of pause. The question is, I kind of thought Ngumba was coming back, but he didn't come back.
No.
Maybe they think, well, we're going to win this game. We'll hold him out for Saturday. And I don't think Foster's coming back. I mean, he just had surgery. They're saying he might. So, yeah, you do wonder. I don't care who you are, even if you're Duke, you can't be losing 2 starters in mid-March when the tournament's about to start and feel like you're going to go to the Final Four and win a national championship.
Oh, I mean, that's the scary thing,
makes
right?
It harder. Makes it harder. And they got a brutal bracket.
Like, you're going to have to go up against the Johnnies.
Yep.
You're going to have to go up against Michigan State.
Potentially. Right.
Who looked great today.
UConn, possibly. Kansas. I mean, all those are in the East. They might be playing elsewhere, but they're eventually going to come back to D.C. with the regional round next
What
weekend.
did we miss?
Yeah, maybe they just need those players. Especially Ngumba, to me, he's their defensive stopper around the rim. Back? I don't know. I thought he was supposed to come back today.
So
I thought that's why they held him out of the ACC tournament. That was the impression I got. But you wonder. And again, the other – Foster just had surgery on his foot. Does that sound like he's going to be back in a week?
I didn't – listen, I didn't expect Foster to be back, but –
Ngumba for sure.
Yeah. And I thought, well, listen, maybe the kid comes back for, like, the Final Four.
But
Foster,
you got to get there. And there's no sure thing.
No.
And it's one thing. Look, they're in South Carolina now, and they'll be favored over TCU. TCU played really well today, but they also had about a 10-minute period where they looked like they were just going to get bombed.
Yeah. And as good as athletes they are, Duke so much better basketball player.
They don't have a lot of skill.
I don't have any fear that TCU can beat them.
Yeah, I wouldn't think. TCU just won today. They got to the next round. They were slight underdogs.
And to your point, we were watching the game and
they were imploding.
They were. I mean, I don't know how they came back because
they were totally
Ohio
imploding.
State pushed the lead to what, 7 at one point or 5?
I thought 4, but I wasn't watching every second either. Yeah, I'm looking at TCU's numbers. Yeah, shoot 40%, 39 from 3, plus 6 on the glass, and they only had 7 turnovers, which is a great number. But yeah, I mean they're a mid-pack Big 12 team, but it does tell you something about the Big 12. It's the best league in the country, and it has been for a number of years.
Yeah, it really is. That's why, Arizona to me, I know it's early and so much hoop to be played.
Yep.
But
they won the regular season and the conference tournament. Tells you why they should be one of the favorites.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, let's keep going. Louisville punches South Florida. South Florida came back in that game. They were up big, and then South Florida came back.
Yeah, Louisville was -4.5, and I mean they had the spread covered. This is the kind of game that makes you never want to make another bet. If you took Louisville -4.5, I mean they were ahead by double figures, 15, 20, the whole game.
Right.
And I do mean the whole game. And then right at the end, South Florida comes back. Louisville misses a free throw, which would have covered the spread, and they were never going to win the game, but they end up covering. They lose 83-79. Brutal if you took Louisville -4.5. And if you took South Florida +4.5, you should cash your ticket and never make another bet again. I mean, really, you just got really lucky.
I mean,
really lucky.
Nebraska rolls Troy.
They did.
They shot the ball really well, too.
Yeah, it took them about 10 minutes. And I think in the back of their minds, there was this Nebraska's never won an NCAA game because everybody brought it up to the players. But once they got rolling, Anthony, they were really rolling. Nebraska's really good at 2 things, defending the 3 and making 3s. And that is a great thing to be these days.
Yeah.
They were 14 of 39 on 3s, 36%. Anytime you get to the mid-30s with that volume, That's
Yeah.
great. I mean, that's 42 points from three. They shot 43 overall, but their defense is more than good enough. 28% for Troy, and they didn't let them get anything near the rim. How about this stat? On 2-point shots, Troy was 5 for 18.
Wow.
They shot 28 threes and 18 twos.
Oh.
And Bryce Sanford, the transfer from Iowa, 7 for 12 on threes.
Wow.
And he was first team All Big Ten because he can really shoot, and he really
what I love about this
shot it today.
Just so the audience knows, because you call the Penn State games, you see everything when it comes to Big Ten basketball.
Yep.
Like, you know these teams inside and out. You know what they run. You know their players, their talent.
Yeah, I thought you could make a really good case that nobody did a better coaching job this year than Fred Hoiberg at Nebraska. I mean, they weren't picked to be anywhere. They got one key player back from last year. They added a player who used to be in the program. They got a great transfer in Sanford and a very good freshman. And all of a sudden, they're starting the season 20 and up. And they parlayed that all the way into a 4 seed. And it's going to be a fascinating game on Saturday. They're playing Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt's kind of like them, a little undersized, really good 3-point shooting. Nebraska's got the better defense. I think Vanderbilt has the better offense. That's going to be that's a close game. I'd be interested in see what the spread is, but to me, that's like a pick'em game. That's what that should be. I'll see if there's a spread posted yet for Saturday.
Yeah, we got to check the Bet Parks.
I feel like that could be a potential like a pick'em. But that's going to be a fascinating game on Saturday.
Now, you liked Vandy.
I do.
Vandy's your Final Four pick.
Yep.
So you like them.
I did. And by the way, Duke is 11.5. That line is already up Saturday against TCU. I don't see a Vanderbilt-Nebraska line yet. But my guess is that's going to be around a pick-em. The game is in Oklahoma City, so there'll be a lot more Nebraska fans there than Vanderbilt fans. But Vanderbilt's a very experienced, great 3-point shooting team, great free throw shooting team. And I do think Nebraska –
They got good guards.
They really good guards. And I think Nebraska – this is going to be – they won in a rout today. This is the game they had to win. All the heat is off of them now, so they can kind of just play. But you wonder how much celebrating they're going to be doing tonight because, again, first
win history. It's a big deal.
For sure. They were 0-8 all the time. And I was there for one of them. They played the great Penn team with Jerome Allen and Matt Maloney and Barry Pierce. Dumpf was the coach up at Uniondale in the old Nassau Coliseum. Penn ran him right out of the gym. Ran out of the gym.
I think I remember that game.
It was like I'm pretty sure it was the Thursday night. It was the opening night of the 95 tournament, I think. And Penn, that was that Penn team that won 42 straight Ivy games.
Oh my God!
Jerome Allen and Matt Maloney never lost an Ivy game between the two.
Matt Maloney, man,
if he was open, count it.
I would have handled. Yeah, he could.
Matt played in the NBA for a number of years because he had a skill.
Yeah.
He'd be even more valuable today.
Yeah, shooting the way he can shoot. Yeah. Oh my God,
he'd had a long NBA career.
Michigan State easy winner over North Dakota State.
Not over yet. Up 20 with 6:15 to go, but they've been in control of that game throughout. When Michigan State shoots, which they sometimes do not do, they'll always guard. Right, they're going to guard. When they make threes, 8 of 17 today. Not beating them when that happens. Doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, forget it. They're shooting 60%. Against North Dakota State, which is, you got to love the Bison, but they're happy to be there, and they're going to be happy to be going home when the game is over. Down 17 with 6:15 to
go. What's going on in Hawaii, Arkansas? Because Arkansas was winning
81-60, 7.5 to go. In Portland, Arkansas got the break of their lives. They're going to get High Point on Saturday in the next round.
They got 81 through. It's still
83-63 with 6:30 to go.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Coach Cal's got a pretty good squad. They got 80. Listen to this. They got 83, and they made 3 threes. They're 3 of 16.
Wow. How fast are they moving up and down? Talk about pace.
32s, and probably half of them are dunks.
Yeah.
Darius Acuff, 22 points in 30 minutes.
And he got off to a slow start.
He's 8 of 16, 2 of 4, 4 assists.
Wow.
He's a freak. You could make a case for him as the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's not on most boards now, but that case will be made between now and draft time.
You're right. You're right. All right, so let's take a moment and take a look at the night sessions.
Yes, sir.
And first on the docket, young Martelli, Martelli Jr., Phil Jr. against Carolina. I got to see if that line moved right now. At Bet Parks, it was 2.5.
What we got here.
So let's see where we're at.
Bet Parks app. Is there anything better in life than the Bet Parks app?
By the way, if you can't get here, first of all, the next, we had a great day today, right? Like,
yes, we did.
Everyone was here.
It was awesome.
Mark Jackson and D. Lynham, Jody Mack and Johnny Mack.
We had a crew here. We'll be back tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
number of us will be back.
Saturday, Sunday.
Still 2.5. Carolina 2.5.
2.5.
Bet Parks.
So let me ask you a question because, look, I know they're hollowed out. Carolina. When you lose your best player,
that's a problem. Yep.
But are they really going to lose this game? I mean, that's what you're saying.
Yeah. Look, VCU athletically is absolutely there. That's not the question. So it comes down to this. Do the VCU players, are they freaked out by the uniform they're playing against rather than the players in that uniform?
Right.
If they're and historically VCU teams, and they're not much different than all the good teams they've had down there. They don't freak out by much of anything. They just go and play. And that's kind of what I've seen from them. They're not the havoc, the shock of smart havoc teams. They don't play like that. But they play fast. They play loose. But, yeah, that line, they're basically saying that this is almost an even game is what they're telling you.
I mean, 2.5.
2.5 is not a big number. I would lean to VCU just because in watching Carolina since Wilson is out, now they're winning, but to me they're a little more vulnerable than obviously they would have been. With him out there, I wouldn't give VCU much of a chance in this game because they would have had nobody who could guard him. Nobody's been able to guard him all year.
Howard and Michigan a huge favorite, obviously, over Howard. 116. Any leans there? 151 is the total.
It's my pick of the day. I love Howard plus the 31.5. I just think this is an insane line. Michigan has been for weeks now, Anthony. Their numbers are based on what they did in November and December when they were winning by 30 and 40. They beat Gonzaga by 40 points.
I know. Yeah.
And they were awesome. It was interesting. The game that kind of turned their season, not that they didn't win it, because they still won, like they only lost 3 times all year. Penn State played them a phenomenal game up at State College. They had a great scouting report. They really had no business being on the same floor with them. They ended up losing a 2-point game, and Penn State had a ball in the air. But they showed a prescription to how to play Michigan, and the rest of the Big Ten figured it out. Wisconsin had the right personnel to take advantage of it. They beat them in the very next game. You need bigs that can step out on the floor and shoot threes. Now, Howard has some of that. I mean, they don't have enough of it to win, obviously.
Right.
But I was extremely impressed with them and their UMBC win because UMBC is pretty good.
Yeah, I was too.
In fact, I thought the committee messed up on both of them. I didn't think either one of them should have been a 16. Yeah. And if they were, one of them should have been playing Lehigh and the other one should have been playing Prairie View. They shouldn't have been playing each other. That was they just poorly seeded. So I give Howard, will they lose by 20? Yeah, probably. But I don't think they're losing
31.
by 30. I don't think they're losing by 32. So I'm taking Howard.
Is that what it's up to now, 32?
31.5. I mean, as long as it doesn't get to 32, you win.
That's crazy.
To me, that's a crazy number, again, because I just don't see Michigan the same as before. And also, Dusty's not going to really want to run it up. You're not going to play again on Saturday. Yeah. This isn't like you got a week off.
No, and you're playing in night game, too.
Correct. You're playing the later games. And they haven't set the calendar for Saturday yet. You could technically be in an early game on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, and Howard, the one thing, whenever you see a big number like that, you want to find a team that can score. Howard can score. Howard's not like a 50-point team. But the concern is when they get around the basket, Michigan's gigantic front line intimidates people. If they're not intimidated, they got a chance to hang in the game for a while and stay close enough to cover the spread.
So unfortunately, that's kind of the flip side of Penn versus Illinois.
Yep.
Is that I just don't know how Penn's going to score.
Yeah, 25.5. So I would like to know the status of TJ Power, right? He's sick. If he's not playing,
you know he's going to play.
Yeah, he's going to play. How sick was he?
Yeah.
How effective is he going to be? I don't know that.
But here's the problem.
Yeah.
Even if he's healthy, you going to get you 44 again?
No. So Sunday, when they win the championship against a very good Yale team, which frankly has better players than Penn does. It was what they did was amazing. Powers 14, or the team is 14 of 28 on threes, and 16 of 16 from the free throw line, and they win in overtime.
Right.
So what are the chances of doing that again against now Illinois? I would say they're an average Big Ten defensive team, but they are a sensational offensive team.
Right.
The hope there, and they like to shoot threes. Half their shots will be threes. They shouldn't be against Penn. They should attack the rim, but that's kind of just how they play. If they have a terrible night shooting from three, then Penn's going to have a chance to cover the spread. I don't think they can win, and that's not something you can count on. Illinois is a volume three-point shooting team, Anthony, but they're not a high percentage three-point shooting team.
Right.
But they can just beat you on volume. Again, it doesn't really matter what the percentage is if you hit 14 of them.
Right.
You just do the math. You can add it up.
And the other issue, again, is I don't know how you feel, but when a team shoots 14 to 28, usually the next game is
back to reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, Penn is a very good offensive team. Fran McCaffrey's an offensive genius, has been his whole career. His Iowa teams were always a treat to watch because how they could score. The difference with Penn this year and how they played down the stretch, they've actually played much better defense than Fran's teams historically have.
Yeah.
I'll give some credit to my buddy Ben Luber, who's an assistant coach, who was the head coach at the George School here in Newtown, not far from where we are at Parks. I think he was really the scout behind the Harvard win, and they beat Harvard because of their defense. They beat Yale because of their offense. So, but against this team, they've never played an offense like this. Illinois is also, Anthony, they're huge at every position. And it's not like they're a small team. They're really big. So it's a tough matchup. The good news is Brad Underwood is very good friends with Coach McCaffrey. So if they let's say Illinois gets up by 30, he ain't running it up. So you could get a backdoor cover if you like that.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That's what I'm here for. Good points.
Always good take.
That's my object.
DJ's good take spin. All right. He's good takes. Texas BYU. I always like a team that I like like the 10th, 11th seed that played on Tuesday night and looked good, played well, and got the one out.
Right. So they went on a last-second shot.
Yeah.
They give them the late game in Dayton on Tuesday. And where do they travel to? Portland.
I mean, go across the country.
Thank you. We appreciate the NCAA helping everybody out on that.
Amazing.
So that would be a little bit of a concern. BYU, once Richie Saunders tore his ACL, he was their second best player, their shooter, their tough guy. They have not been nearly as good. And again, Texas has Big 12 athletes. BYU's it's kind of,
they got one.
Sorry, Texas has SEC athletes, I should say.
Right.
Keep forgetting who's in what league anymore, but you get the point. BYU, DeBance is probably in the wrong league.
Yeah.
He's an NBA player from the moment he walked into college. But Texas has guys that can at least match up with him. BYU is going to have to find a second scorer somewhere. This is a hard game for me. BYU's 2.5 at Dead Parks. I don't have a strong opinion about this. It'd be an interesting game to watch, though.
Yeah, good
if you can stay up that late. This game starts at 7:30.
Early one.
Yeah.
Another early one, 7:35.
Yeah.
A&M against St. Mary's.
This is your classic slow versus fast. St. Mary's has historically played one of the slowest paces in the country. They want to score 60 and you score in the 50s. That's kind of what. Right. And Texas A&M is exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
They want to go. They are an SEC team. They've been they've been pretty. It's been a pretty good program now for quite a while. Buzz Williams left because Buzz has like a 6-year shelf life. He went to Maryland. They would like to run him out of there after 1 year when he had the worst season since Pearl Harbor. But other than that, but it doesn't seem to matter lately who the coaches today. And they're a good, solid program. Yeah, that's just a question of typically slow versus fast. Slow makes fast play slow. And I think that's what will happen in this game. I would lean towards St. Mary's. Athletically, it's a mismatch. But what they're trying to do is get Texas A&M irritated.
Yeah.
Have them take bad shots, keep the score low, get to the free throw line. Randy Bennett's a sensational coach. Love him. He's got a style that wins.
I like this next game. This is a 9:45 game. I like St. Louis against Georgia. Any opinion here?
I do. I have a slight opinion here. St. Louis, if this game's a month ago, I really like St. Louis.
Okay.
It's not a month ago. They kind of faded down the stretch a little bit. Georgia.
You got the horse racing analogy. Where listen,
that's what
because it's funny.
Yeah.
I a lot of my thing is like I watch a team like I stumbled on St. Louis and I'm like I like this team.
No, they were good. They were hard not to like for most of the season.
Right.
I mean, they'd only lost one game up until recently, but they looked to me like that they had maxed out what they were going to do. But the good news is I love Josh Schertz and how they do things. And they play kind of an unusual style, which isn't the easiest thing to get ready for when you got no time to do it. Obviously, but Georgia, a very good SEC team, and they have some great wins this year. They don't have any players that anybody would ever heard of, but they're good. I would lean toward Georgia in this game, but I don't want to talk you off St. Louis. I just wish they were playing as good as they were a month ago.
Yeah, fair point.
That would be my concern there.
The Zags against Kennesaw State.
Yeah, I mean, the program Mark Few has built in Spokane, and I really hope he's a finalist for the Hall of Fame this year. I really hope he gets in. He deserves to get in. They've done everything but win a national championship, but to sustain this level of excellence for 3 decades now. Kennesaw State, for people who don't know, it's a program in the state of Georgia. They've had some recent success. If I told you I'd seen them play, I'd be lying. These are the games Gonzaga doesn't lose very often, and I don't see why they would lose. This game is in Portland. If you're saying it's like a home game, it's really not. Spokane's the other side of Washington. When you're talking about the West, then nobody's near anything out there.
No, Washington, that state, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Between Oregon and Washington, for good, it's so long.
Yeah. East to west.
It's like Pennsylvania.
Yeah, exactly. Spokane's the far east. Spokane's in Idaho. Yeah. Basically, and Seattle, so far right on the ocean,
on the water.
Yeah.
Idaho. Speaking of which, Idaho's got Houston, and the Cougs are laying a big number, 23.5.
Yeah, and Houston's really got a pretty nice path, Anthony. This is in Oklahoma City, so not terribly far from Houston.
No.
And then if they went to the regionals in Houston at whatever they're calling a football stadium these days.
NRG.
It's still NRG. I never know when they keep changing the names and the initials and whatever. Idaho, I know their nickname is the Vandals. That's it for me on Idaho. To me, they're not going to be able to score because Houston doesn't let anybody score.
Yeah, so, how's Idaho going?
So it's probably like the final's going to be like 70-43.
Yeah,
would be my guess.
Yeah.
And it's -23.5.
There you go. So by Dick's victory margin,
there you go.
It's a cover.
That's right.
It's
Cougars against the Vandals.
Cougs. All right. So that takes you to the end of the first day.
How about that? How did we do that? We got through a whole day.
How about that? Well, we got another day to come.
Just in time. We're halfway through the show. It's like we timed it out. It's like we knew something. It's like you do it all the time. Or maybe Julia knew it. She just gave us a sign.
Julia did it, not me. Julia did it. Do you know a jockey by the name of Billy Troilo?
I do know that name. Where do I know that name from?
Because I was telling you, my buddy.
Yeah, I do know that name.
My buddy, Joe Ben, his cousin, was a big-time jockey.
Okay.
And his name was Billy Troilo. I thought that was the guy I thought he was related, and Eddie Arcaro was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
It's Billy Troilo, who was actually very successful, but obviously not on the level of
Arcaro. He's a legend. Not one, but 2 Triple Crowns.
Wow.
Whirl Away and Citation.
It was funny. I was listening to you and Jody Mack, man.
The Mac Man.
Talking horses.
Mac Man likes a track. He's an old track.
You guys are you guys. It's amazing. I get so fascinated now because I'm a fugazi that just pops in on the Triple Crown, and I always ask that every year. I love talking about it with him because it's so interesting to me how you suss it out. Like we're sussing out basketball games, like I get that, right? Like
you follow that. Yeah.
I can't imagine how you suss out a race and you'll say, I want this guy with this horse to come out early, aggressive, and then he's going to fade. And then
it's the same as basketball. I mean, I watch a ton of video on the horses. I mean, you watch their races, what style they have, what's the matchup look like. It's a lot like sports in that way. The difference is that they're animals. And they might not feel good one day, and you are not aware of that fact before the game. It's not like you have a guy with a sprained ankle who tells you, "Oh, we're going to tape you up."
Right.
That's the biggest problem with the animals, and even the people closest to them often don't know.
They don't. Yeah. That's why it's so cool. All right, let's start tomorrow. Day 2 in the tournament. 12:15 start. Santa Clara against Kentucky. Man, this line keeps going down 3.5.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of both coaches here. Mark Pope, I covered Mark when he was a player in that great '96 Kentucky team.
I was there. I was with you.
Meadowlands. Yeah,
I was with you.
He was in Minneapolis, and I got to know. That's really kind of where I got to know Rick Pitino because I was.
Were we in the Meadowlands that year?
That was the Final Four. It's the last non-dome Final Four. 96.
Wow.
Yeah, the old Brendan Byrne Arena or whatever the hell it was called back then. They beat Syracuse in the championship game with John Wallace.
Yeah.
They beat UMass and Cal in the Final Four.
Who was the Final Four that year? It was
the 4th team's the hardest one to remember.
So it's been a long day.
And the 2 best teams played in the semifinals, UMass and Kentucky. The other game was Syracuse, and you ready? Mississippi State.
Wow.
Which won the SEC tournament, actually beat Kentucky. Kentucky lost twice that year. Lost the opening game to UMass, then lost to Mississippi State, and then rolled through the tournament.
So that UMass team, that was Cal.
Marcus Camby.
Lou Rowe?
Lou Rowe was gone by then from Atlantic City High. Travieso and Padilla were the guards.
I love Padilla.
Yeah. Dante Bright.
He played.
Dunbar High School.
Padilla was a good ball player.
Oh, they were very good. Yeah, that was Cal's first. Cal had some good teams before that, but that was the first to get to the Final Four.
Like you're talking about UMass being a Final Four team.
Oh yeah.
Right, like.
They were one of the worst programs in the country when he took over.
Yeah,
that's one of the all-time great reclamation projects in modern college.
And you can't have that anymore.
It's Indiana best. It's Indiana football. Yeah. That's what that was.
Yeah.
UMass.
So you like Santa Clara?
Yeah.
I mean, the line's telling you
Santa Clara is coached by Herb Sendek, who was a Rick Pitino assistant back in those days. And Herb has had success wherever he has been. And interestingly enough, Santa Clara, which was the 3rd best team in the WCC during the regular season, they won the tournament. And they're in, and they're all the way up to a 10 seed. That's the league with St. Mary's and Gonzaga. That's why they're only getting 3.5. At least that's the last line I saw was 3.5.
3.5 now.
I'm looking at the live line right now, and I think they're live in this game, but I would lean toward Kentucky just on straight talent. You don't have to give a big number. It's almost like if they win the game, you get there. So I would probably lean slightly to Kentucky, but not dramatically. And keep in mind, Santa Clara's center from last year, he was playing for Ohio State today. So they lost their center, 1,000-point score, and they still won their league.
That's crazy.
How about that?
And then we go to Akron versus Texas Tech. You like Akron?
I do. And if Obi Toppin is still around, I'm liking Texas Tech to potentially get all the way to the final. Not Obi Toppin, but JT Toppin.
I know.
I like them to get all the way to the Final Four.
Obi's still with the Pacers.
He is. But they're just not quite the same team without him. They're still very good. Akron, so they were at worst the 2nd best team in the MAC behind Miami. Did you watch Miami last night?
Yeah.
They looked pretty good.
Yeah, they did.
They ran SMU.
Well, I liked Miami. I thought, hi, how are you? we're getting asked because we're live here. We're getting asked for a bet tonight.
Sure bets.
So
I wish Howard plus 31 and a half.
Howard.
Tough game.
Real tough.
Hard game.
I like him better than St. Mary's, but that's a tough game, man.
I was thinking of teasing him up to like 5.5.
There you go. Teasing him up. I love it.
There he is.
My man. Get
Go
it done.
for it. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
That's what it's.
Good luck, brother.
Bet Parks. Bet them all. Bet them up.
We're here at Bet Parks.
Fire
At Bet Parks Sportsbook inside Parks Casino. And we love it. People are coming up all day long. Whispering, hey, you like this? There's Mike Baldini.
Yeah.
Right?
Does it get any better than Mike Baldini
he's the best.
at Bet Parks?
Right.
It really does. As he heads for the Liberty Bell to get some food.
Yeah.
It's tremendous.
We do play-by-play.
Yeah, we do it all here. Akron plus 7.5 for me. I think that it's a veteran team. The only loss they had all year in that league was at Miami.
Yep.
Late. Miami, I think, proved that the league is better than people thought. Miami's a fascinating team, and they'll be here in Philly tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm
playing 10-6.
Yeah, it's
we'll
great.
get to that
I
eventually.
know, and I thought, like I'll be honest with you. I mean, I thought Miami. I thought they got screwed. They deserved them to be in a play-in game.
They did not, but it turned out into a home game last night. If you watched it, it was all Miami things, including like when the swim team came out. The free throw.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, I think Akron is absolutely live plus 7.5. Texas Tech, really good Big 12 team, and certainly could win. You could win a lot of games, in fact. But that, to me, is one where you got a potential 12-5 upset and 7.5. Even if you don't win, you could still cover.
Yes.
With the Zips.
Yeah. Then we move to 130, where the number one team, we were talking about them earlier, Arizona. They're a huge favorite over LIU. But to talk about Arizona is this. Coming out of that conference, what we just saw today, they're going to be a bear.
Yeah, and they won the regular season. They won the tournament. They had a bad week this season after starting 23-0. And it wasn't really that bad a week. They lose to Kansas by 4.
Right.
They lose to Texas Tech when Toppin was still on the team in overtime. Yeah. That was their bad week.
Yeah.
And they won every other game. They have a great mixture of youth, experience. They have a sensational senior point guard who was the Big 12 Player of the Year. They just have kind of everything. The one thing they don't have is volume three-point shooting. But they haven't really needed it because they're so good on defense that they block shots, steals, and they get runouts and dunks and layups. So they're favored by 30.5 tomorrow. Look, LIU is going to have fun. They got a trip to San Diego. If their coach is smart, I don't know who he is. Their team should have just been laying on the beach for 2 days, going surfing, having a good time. They're going to get crushed, and who cares?
Yeah.
Eat some fish tacos.
Yeah.
Go to Del Mar.
Yeah.
I mean, what could be better?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. They're not winning. They just have fun.
Fish tacos. They are the best. So Del Mar, it's funny. My buddy Tooch went to Del Mar last year, and he was like, "Tell Dick Jerardi, it's heaven."
Oh yeah, it's as good as it gets. It's my favorite racetrack to go to. Del Mar. I mean, if you're ever in San Diego, La Jolla, go down to shoot down the Pacific Coast Highway there, and then head up a little north to Del Mar. And if you go to the racetrack, and they run a summer meet, and then they run a meet in the fall, you sit in the grandstand, Anthony. Imagine we're looking out here. Here's the track out there, Pacific Ocean.
Oh.
How cool is that?
Oh my God!
Yeah, I love Del Mar. And I got a good friend that lives in Carlsbad, and I've stayed with him a few times out there. It's like 20 minutes north of the track. So,
that's living, man.
Del Mar. Yeah, if you said you could move to one place, that would probably be my spot.
That'd be your spot.
Get one of those little condos overlooking the track, which probably used to cost like a couple $100,000 or a couple bazillion. Yeah. I mean, they hit the lottery plus all the bet parks. I'm gonna have to have a parlay of every game for 3 weeks.
All right. Let's go Virginia and Wright State. Virginia's a huge favorite, the 3 seed over Wright State.
Yeah, if this had been 3 years ago, I'd have said I'm taking Wright State because Tony Bennett score would stay down. Of course, it wouldn't be this big a number, totally different style of play for the Cavaliers under their first-year coach, Ryan Odom. People saying, where's that name come from? Well, he was the UMBC coach when they beat Virginia, 116 game. Then he was at VCU for a year, and now he's at Virginia, and he's doing great. They were the second-best team in the ACC behind Duke. Wright State's pretty good. A pretty good Horizon League team. You know what kind of teams I like in the tournament? The teams that are the one seed in these mid-major leagues and then win their tournament. Because they're under a lot of heat, right? They've had a great year, but if they don't win their tournament, they're out. The fact that they won it is impressive to me. I lean toward Wright State in this game, getting 17.5. I think they can hang in the game. Virginia has one thing. They have a shot blocker. Did you see the Duke ACC championship?
Yes.
They blocked like 100 shots.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
Ridiculous.
It's like, whoa. That was
about
wild.
rim protector.
Yeah,
My
serious
God.
rim protection. Yep,
For
for sure.
Iowa State. I love Iowa State. I do. Guard play.
Yep.
Then I got Tennessee State. They're a huge favorite, 24.5.
Yep.
I don't know how you look at it, but I just love that Iowa State team.
So here's a bit of a Philly connection for you, and Anthony, you'll appreciate this. Iowa State's terrific. I actually picked them to go to the Final Four from this region. I love Iowa State. That's Michigan's region. That's the Midwest. Tennessee State is coached by Nolan Smith, who played at Duke. Nolan Smith is the son of Derek Smith. Remember him with the Sixers?
Clippers, yeah.
He played for the Sixers. He had one knee problem
He had
after another.
foot.
Played at Louisville. Died young.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
When he was with the Clippers, you remember?
Oh, he was a hell of a player.
He was a great player.
And Phil Jasner.
Oh, my God, I just talked about him today.
Yeah, the late, great Phil Jasner told me Derek Smith was one of his favorite guys ever. So I always root for his son. It's his first head coaching job. He's on the Duke staff. He's done a great job with Tennessee State. But it's Iowa State. They're in a tough spot, getting 24.5.
Yeah.
If they stay in the vicinity, it'll be a win for them.
Yeah, that's tough. And then we go 3:15 in the afternoon. Alabama, 11.5 against Speedy Claxton's Hofstra squad.
Yeah, highest scoring team in the country, Alabama. But they just lost one of their two best scorers, whose house was raided on Monday, the day after selection show, and it appears as if he had probably a little more marijuana than you would have if you were just smoking it.
I guess we were a couple pounds.
It was not an insignificant amount.
Right.
I don't. Hopefully he's got a good attorney. I'm rooting for him. It's not helpful. This line is interesting. It was 11.5. Now it's up to 12.5 at the moment, right on the BetPark app. Hofstra, Speedy Claxton, speaking of Sixers connections from back in the day, played for Jay Wright at Hofstra. I think Hofstra is a live dog in here. I don't think they're winning, but I think they're not out of the question. And I don't care who you are, if one of your best scorers, and it's not like he got sick.
I know.
Or something. That's traumatic.
I know.
For any team.
I know. Like he got pinched.
Yeah, that's just not a good situation to be in.
You got pinched.
But yeah, I think Hofstra has a chance to cover that game. I do.
All right.
Getting 12.5.
There's a friend checking in off of
that's great.
Yeah, we were talking about a fun night.
Yeah,
and
at the saloon back in the day.
Yeah.
Very good. We can tell that story, but it's not really relevant to what we're talking about here.
Well, we were talking horse racing earlier.
Yeah, there's that.
All right. Villanova. Let's get to this here. Because tomorrow afternoon, 4:00, it's Utah State and Nova.
Yep.
And right now, Utah State is a slight favorite, 1.5.
Yep.
And of all the games, I hate to say it.
Yeah.
These games are tough. The lines are pretty sharp.
These guys are great.
Pretty on point.
Yep.
The one game that if I had to pick one game that I'm pretty sure about, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's Utah State.
Yeah, Villanova kind of faded a little bit at the end of the season. They're very reliant on the three-point shot. They were never a big team, and then they got smaller when one of their front court players got hurt.
You're going to run out 4 guards against that team?
Yeah, Utah State is great. I know I mentioned this to you the other day, but they're one of the best 2-point field goal teams in the country, and that's a problem Villanova has. They don't have rim protection.
No.
And again, another fun story. The Utah State coach played for Rolly Massimino at Cleveland State.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. How would you figure
Talk
that
about
out?
6 degrees of separation being 2 degrees. Him now facing Villanova.
Yeah, and Villanova, again, there's 3 Big East teams in the tournament, and 2 of them are in San Diego.
Yeah,
Big East
yeah,
in San Diego. Last I looked, they were in the West.
I know.
I don't understand how they did that. But
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I also don't get, honestly, buddy, like when I look at what Villanova is, you got a plus 5.5? All right. There you go.
You had to
All
lay
right.
167.
All right.
All right.
All right. We're rooting for you.
My man. Getting it done. Texas A&M. He couldn't name a player or a coach on either team, but he's firing away. My man. He knows what state Texas A&M's in. That's about it.
You know what the greatest is? I gotta tell the audience because the audience is great because Dick has the driest humor. I mean, sandpaper dry, like he does again. It's hysterical, right? Because he'll do it. Say the guy's standing right there, like he'll insult you to his face.
No clue.
You'll insult people to their face with, and not in a mean way, but just in a, like let's face it. Yeah. We're doing a show, so like we're gracious and we don't care.
Right.
But you know, and God bless you. I'm glad you put it in. I'll root for you.
Yeah,
but like you need to come back and tell us that you did it,
right? Yeah, we're good. It's been nice knowing you. Have a nice day.
We think, Jules. All right. So this Villanova. Can I just tell you?
Yes.
It's not my Villanova. It's not Jay. I still long for Jay.
Well, guess what? It was a wonderful time.
Yeah.
It ain't coming back.
No.
It was one of those moments. I mean, just think about the players that were on those teams and how they played.
Oh my God. I love the reason why I bring it up is because I'm looking at the game, and I remember feeling a certain way when they were in the tournament. They're in the throes of their run, being pumped up. Like,
for sure.
I love the way they played the game. Like, Jay was such a great coach.
They were a joy to watch.
Yeah.
Anthony, you and I have seen a million games, right? The best team I ever saw, the best game I ever saw one of our Big Five teams play was in the national semifinals when Villanova played Oklahoma, a team they had lost to by 27.
On the aircraft carrier?
Yeah. And they beat them by 44.
Oh, my God. It was a Saturday, wasn't it?
Saturday game.
Yeah.
They ran off 25 in a row, and Buddy Hield. Oklahoma was favored in the game. They were a very good team. And they had pounded Villanova earlier in the season. And it was just, Lon Kruger looked like, can I leave now?
It was unbelievable.
It was just as great a performance as I've ever seen. And then, of course, they win the championship 2 nights later.
But that game, man, they just destroyed them.
It was incredible. And I got a text from Phil Martelli after the game. His text was 3 words and a question mark. What was that? Question mark. Like, whoa.
Man, that was amazing.
Some show. That was a team that just got better and better and better. And then, really, they should have won the championship game by like 8 or 10. They made it closer than it should have been when they missed some free throws. That's what turnovers late, and then Marcus Page made that insane thing. But they wanted to give us a thrill. You know what the lead in my column was, by the way? And I wrote it like 10 minutes ago because Villanova had the game won until they didn't.
Right.
Was I had texted Jay that Saturday night and said, the only thing I'm going to miss after Monday is not getting a chance to watch your team play again. That's how much you love the game, right? You love guys that play the game the right way.
On point.
And then they played it great that night, and then they had the ending for all times.
What did Jay say?
I'd have to find it on my thing. I'm sure he said something nice. He always did. Yeah, Jay was always gracious. But that was a sensational team, and you can make a case that the team 2 years later was even better.
It was,
and they were both pretty awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they won in 18, just killed it. They were just killing teams.
All right, so let's put those teams aside.
Yep.
Let's do this exercise. We'll get back to the game, I promise.
Yep.
So give me your net. If I say top 5 Big 5 performances that you've seen,
Mhm.
right? Like,
Mhm.
not ancient history and,
Yep.
Penn in the 70s,
Yeah,
all
I
that
don't know
stuff.
anything about that
And,
stuff anyway. I didn't
Jimmy
see it.
Lynam and
Yep.
all that stuff.
Yep.
We were just talking to D about it when St. Joe's beats DePaul. Of the modern day,
Mhm.
give me the top 5. Those two Nova games have to be those two
Yeah,
Nova
I
teams.
thought the 18 Villanova team in the semifinals against Kansas just made them quit like fast.
Remember that?
Like
Wow.
really fast.
That was Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas was good.
Still Kansas.
Oh yeah, no, they were good. That the Jameer St. Joe's team in 04, probably their best performance, interestingly enough, was the year before. As sophomores, they had gone to Villanova and got axed, like hammered. And the next year they're playing them at the Palestra. And Phil, at the end of the scout the day before, put the tape on to the last 2 minutes of the route the year before
Wow.
and walked out and just let them sit there and watch it. The score late in the first half was, let me see if I get this right, 43-9.
Wow.
And that was Randy.
Holy war.
That was Randy Foy and those guys as freshmen.
Damn.
And they didn't know what they were getting into. They were just walking. They had no idea what the Big Five was about. And that's still what the Big Five
Holy
was.
war, baby. That's when the Holy War was.
That Delonte West was insane in that game, and Jameer. So that was probably because Villanova, and that was the Villanova team that a couple years later was in the final eight.
Yeah.
They were just young. They just weren't ready yet. But they obviously got a lot better. That performance I remember, and I covered that. You'll remember this team, the Great LaSalle team with Lionel Simmons and Doug Overton, Randy Woods. They had 3 guys that played in the NBA on the team, and they had some. That whole season, they played in the old Metro Atlantic.
Yes.
And most of the second halves,
Channel 17
on the road,
they would have their games on.
The second half of their games, the fans from the other teams would be coming up and getting autographs because all the starters would be on the bench. That was a really good team that unfortunately lost in the second round to Elton Campbell and Dale Davis and Clemson. And they were a team that could have been in the Final Four. They just happened to had a terrible second half. They couldn't put the ball in the basket. And the next thing you know, you're out because that's just the nature of the tournament.
All right. Give me the Temple team.
Probably of all of John's teams. But that team was ridiculously good. And I felt so bad that their last game was just when Mark was a freshman, right when they lost to Duke.
I was there.
Yeah, that was
the Meadowlands.
But the game when they went on a Sunday afternoon to Chapel Hill, and my man Mike Frieswick, who's going to be out here with us the next couple of days, just lit up.
Lit it up.
I want to say they won by 15 or 20. That was probably, of all John's teams, that was probably their best performance, given who they were playing, where they were playing them.
Yeah, that was. I remember that game, man.
And John's teams, I mean, even to the Pepe Sanchez's teams, and I just always felt so bad that he got 5 times to the 8 because we all wanted to see John in front of the national media at the Final Four. Could you imagine what a show that would be? He'd still be talking.
Oh my God!
Right? It'd still be going on.
The Cheney Calipari thing was recent. The anniversary because you played the whole thing.
Yes.
Were you there? I was stringing. I think I was. I want to say I was there.
This is a great story. Mike Kern was there for us.
Oh yeah, with Temple. So Mike covered Temple.
Mike went after the game, and he did what all of us would have done. He went to Cheney's press conference, and then he left to go to the Temple locker room, which is exactly what I would have done.
Yeah.
And then while he was in the locker room talking to the players, John then overheard, or somebody told him that he heard Cal complaining to the referees in the hallway after he won. So John was already angry that they lost. That's all he needed. And then everybody's obviously seen the video many, many times. And it was such an awesome story because Calipari came to Philly not that long after to play St. Joe's, and he referred to himself as the victim. So we were calling him Coach V for victim. And of course, Cheney got suspended. Remember, for the next game. And I called John. I said, John, I want to come to your house and watch the game with you. Because Mike, I think that was against St. Bonaventure. He went up and covered the game. And John says, no, I can't do it. You're not doing that. I'm not coming. You're not coming over. And Kern, who had the great line later, he's not in there. He doesn't see it. So he calls me later. He goes, Oh, they're telling me it's not that big a deal. I said, yeah, it's not that big a deal. It's leading sports center. And then he says, I felt like I was the guy standing outside of the school book depository and saw Lee Harvey Oswald and did nothing. It's a great line. But so he didn't. He was covering it. He didn't see it live.
That's great.
But it was obviously replayed a million times. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
I'll kill you.
And I caught a lot of the Atlantic 10 coaches the next week. You were in the Mullins Center for that? Oh my!
No. Wait, that was in the Mullins Center.
It was in the Mullins. Yeah,
Okay.
they moved out of Curry Hicks Cage by that time.
I was not there. All right.
Yeah, it was not at Temple. It was
Okay, because I did
they had a rematch at McGonigle Hall a couple weeks
I
later.
think that's the one I was at.
Yeah, it
With
was
the
crazy.
Goons?
Yeah. Goons. That was St. Joe's. That was
Okay.
years later.
Right. I think I was at the rematch.
The Goons. Yeah, Mike Williams hit a bank three to win the game.
I was stringing
for UMass.
What year was that? You remember?
I want to say 94. I could be wrong about the year. It's all
I was stringing for this paper in.
Wasn't Aaron McKee and Eddie Jones? Wasn't it that squad?
I thought so. I was stringing for a paper. Whatever. I was stringing for a paper. What was the story with the Goons again? That was a great.
So
that was
St.
like
Joe's,
2000s.
they owned St. Joe's for years,
right.
And then Jameer and Delonte showed up.
Oh
And
yes.
St. Joe's beat them 4 in a row.
Yes.
When they were juniors and seniors, and
Yeah.
John wasn't happy about it.
Right.
And then they leave, and if John figures, well, we're going to win now.
Right.
And then St. Joe's beats them twice again. And the second game, Pat Carroll's going crazy, and Phil's got a way to get him open by setting screens. John gets angry. He says they were setting illegal screens or whatever. And he sends in this kid, Nehemiah Ingram.
Yes.
Who
Ingram.
gets
Yes.
5 fouls in like 30 seconds. And on the last one, unfortunately, breaks John Bryant's arm. John is now an assistant coach. He was with the Sixers, now with the Bulls. And he and Phil didn't talk for months. And then John, after the game, they said, what were you doing? He says, well, I was sending in the Goons. Only John would say that, right? Everybody knew what he did, but he actually admitted it. And then, of course, 2 days later, I coined it as Goon Gate. And then I had to call
in the Goons.
I had to call John at home a couple of days after that because he still was not ranting and raving a little bit. I said, John Bryant's arm is broken. I said, shut up.
Yeah.
He said, okay. I said, I love you.
So when did Phil and John?
It's another great story.
When did they
mend
fences?
So that summer, they didn't talk at all at the end of the season. Phil didn't want to hear about it. He was really angry because
did you do a breakfast?
John Bryant's injury probably cost them an NCAA bid.
Oh wow!
They got to the Atlantic 10 finals, lost to George Washington. They ended up playing in the NIT championship game, lost that at the buzzer. But anyway, the summer is going on and nothing's happening. Finally, I called Phil. I said, this is kind of stupid. And he says, yeah, let's see if we can do something. So then I called John. I said, John, can we arrange something?
You were like the piece.
I was
you were
Switzerland.
Henry Kissinger.
I was Switzerland.
You were
Yeah.
Kissinger.
So we at Colleen's.
You had Anwar Sadat.
That was it. At Colleen's on the Parkway, John Chaney's favorite spot.
way.
I arranged a lunch. Him and Phil and me. And then Chaney says, so you got to bring Kernan because he's the beat writer for Temple. I was the St. Joe's guy. So it's the 4 of us. And Anthony, I'm telling you,
What a great story.
If we had taped this, which we didn't, everything was off the record except there were a couple things that were on the record. It was unreal because, Phil likes to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Phil said nothing. I said nothing. Kern said nothing. John talked the whole time. And by the end, it was right after Hurricane Katrina. He says, we're going to donate money to Katrina. And it was just like stream of consciousness madness. But they were fine after that. But yeah, that was my role.
Did John ever apologize?
Sort of. Yeah,
I can't imagine him going.
Well, you know what he was mad at?
I'm sorry, brother.
You know why he was so mad? Because Phil used to go on WIP back in the day to pick football games.
Yeah.
And Howard Eskin, our man, had said something John didn't like about Nate Blackwell, who was one of John's favorite players. So John equated Phil being on WIP.
Yeah, but Phil used to go on Angelo.
Well, I know that. But John, that in his mind, he wasn't angry that he was getting his ass beat, although he wasn't.
Oh my God, he was.
That's
mad
what
at
he was
Eskin.
angry about. We were all like dumbfounded.
He was mad at Howard going after Nate Blackwell.
Right, and took it out on Phil. And Phil, we walked out of there. Phil, Mike, and I looked at each other like, "What just happened?" It's like, did that just happen? And I couldn't write any of it at the time. Statute of limitations is up now.
Oh my God, that's a great
Oh,
story.
it was nuts. It was.
Oh my God,
it was one of my. And Kern and I talk about it all the time. In fact, we're at the breakfast on Monday morning. Phil had Mike on his podcast, and they were. I didn't hear it. They were talking about it.
Wow!
After the breakfast, but it was some scene.
That is fabulous. That's freaking awesome.
Goongate.
Oh, that's great. What a story. That's a great story. But, you being Henry Kissinger's the best.
That was Switzerland.
Oh,
that was
my God. That's great. All right, we'll get back to our games. That was fun, man. I like a little detour like that.
Yeah, detours are good.
Yeah. Iowa and Clemson. I like this Clemson team a little bit.
Clemson's solid. It should be reasonably low scoring. By the way, we got Miami of Ohio in Philly tomorrow night against Tennessee.
Oh, nice.
Interesting game. I like Iowa. I'm a fan of the coach.
Okay.
I like how they play, and I'm a huge Bennett Starks fan.
Okay.
I would love to see the Sixers get Bennett Starks.
Okay. All right. Could shoot it.
He can shoot it, and he's a really smart point guard.
Yeah.
Unlike some of the guys they have now who are trying to act like they're point guards.
Well, there's no point guards. That's
Correct.
the problem.
That's exactly the problem.
And that goes back to having a general manager that can put together a real team.
Yeah. But their best point guard in the organization is Jameer Nelson.
By the way, in case you missed it, Jeremy Kane, 26.
I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, what a perfect team to be on. You're always going to be open.
Okay. Why would you trade him? Why would you just dump him?
I have no answer for you.
I mean, I know I was trying to get Kawhi Leonard. Why would you want Kawhi Leonard, by the way?
Yeah.
Because, listen, you're just repeating the same process.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Over and over and over
It's
again.
Not going to work.
Dude, that team
just keep getting older and less athletic, and they finally got some athletes in the program.
Right. So what? So now what? I'm going to go get Kawhi Leonard? That's not me.
So he might get suspended for the rest of his career at some point.
I mean,
Who knows what's gonna happen with that stuff.
He's insane, right? Like you never know. Listen, great ball player at all. Yeah, without a doubt.
You know the guy who misses half the game?
Right. Like you
already got that guy.
What are you doing?
Yeah, silly.
Oh. All right. Northern Iowa, St. John's. This would be an interesting game because Northern Iowa is going to take the air out of the ball.
Yep. They play super slow. St. John's is going to pressure the hell out of them. The officials will be the key here. If they let St. John's play like they do in the Big East, they'll smother this team.
Okay.
If they don't, they could be in foul trouble. And because it'll be a low possession, low scoring game, there's at least a small potential for an upset in the game. I'm not picking it, but a small potential for it.
Okay. All right. I mean, that would be monstrous, right?
Yep.
Johnny's,
oh, for sure. Huge. That game's in San Diego. Good spot for Northern Iowa and St. John's.
You see what I mean? That being so great how dry.
No sarcasm at all.
No. Central Florida and UCLA.
My man Mick Cronin.
So
I sent him
tell
right
what you did.
on the cheesesteak place. I told him my man Joe's Steak and Soda Shop.
So is that the old?
It's the old place that used to be in Tarsdale and Benner, Northeast. Now he's in Fishtown.
He moved to Fishtown.
He did. It's got a nice spot right on the corner of Jerardi and
So you once took me there.
I did.
It was a great spot, man. I used to miss, like back in the day, we'll date ourselves, but Philadelphia used to have luncheonettes, like great luncheonettes. Like there was there was a luncheonette steak sandwich. Now, this one was elite. Like it was a great steak. But like there was one on a couple blocks on 18th and Shunk called Pete and Joe's, and they had the red basket with the cellophane, right? The pizza steak. The pizza steak. I would always get the pizza steaks at the luncheonette. The pizza steak, and then the fries. I mean, it was just
what could be
a
better?
slice of Philadelphia.
But yeah, Mick was at his press conference at UCLA the other day, and he says, "Hey, I'm going to go to Dallas Angeles," which is fine, right? It's right over near Jefferson / Philadelphia U, whatever. No problem with that. Or Chubby's across the street, which was John Chaney's favorite. But I touted him on Joe's, and apparently at his press conference today in South Philly, they're playing here in Philly tomorrow night. He mentioned me, and that I'm sending him to Joe's. And I've known Mick is one of my racetrack guys. He and Rick Pitino are racetrack coaches that I've hung with from time to time. I love their guard line. I really do. UCLA. I think they're dangerous. I think they're a
They play
seven
good
seed.
ball.
They're a 7 seed that could. I think they have a real. They're going to have a real chance if they beat UCF, which is a good team. Johnny Dawkins, the head coach. If they win, they're going to play UConn, and I think they can win that game. I think they can win 2 and play into the next weekend.
Do you remember when Johnny Dawkins was the assistant for Coach K?
Sure.
So I had this exclusive sit down with Coach K.
All
right. So I go down.
This is when you're at the Post?
I'm at the Post.
Yep.
Right. I'm doing this whole big. I slept out. It was before the Carolina game. I slept out with the students to get the tickets.
Very nice.
Shashevskyville.
Yep.
Right. So I did this whole piece. And then, but it was that Thursday, I had a one-on-one with Coach K. And it was great because, like, I used to get these one-on-ones because of New York and right. Right. So I have voluminous notes. Like, I have all this. I can't wait to talk to this man. Oh my God, Coach K, and I'm proper, and button down shirt,
really,
button
down shirt.
Yeah,
can I get a picture of that?
I'm sure there's somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm in his office, right? I got like 2 questions, and start the conversation. And I'm going easy, right? I got
You're waiting for the
right.
That's how we do.
I do right. I used to write these takeouts, right? So I used to make everything into a conversation. I love people, so I can talk to people.
Yep.
2 questions in, he goes, Anthony, can you give me a moment? Yeah, Coach. Coach got to do. So I'm sitting there in his office. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right? Boy. In comes Johnny Dawkins. He goes, Anthony, good to see you. I go, hey, John, how you doing, buddy? He goes, listen, Coach, I want to finish the interview.
No way.
I went, but I'm doing a kind of profile on him. And he went, Coach had to do something.
No way.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it was horrible. I spent a week there.
That's bad.
And then the next day he got mad at me because
Kay got mad at you?
Yes. So they used to do this pep rally. Do you remember the pep rally they would have on Fridays?
Yep.
Right. So they did this pep rally.
Yeah.
Now I was young. Like, these are my young days, right? Like, Jules laughing. But I'm like 24, 23, 24.
Yep.
And so I could pass. So I go into with the students because I was hanging out with them during the week. So I followed the students into the Cameron, and listen, I got a baseball cap on. This mother father, if I told you, he spotted me. I was in the second level.
Oh, no.
And then I'm there, my little notebook, my pad, my skinny pad, the reporter's pad. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, sure.
What a great scene, the whole thing. I'm figuring I gotta get something that's interesting, right?
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, I see him pointing.
Oh no!
And he's pointing at me, and I'm a mile away.
Oh my!
I'm like, this guy is really pointing at me. Next thing you know, security comes up. This is for no media. This is student body only.
That was him. He was like that back in the day. Yeah, he had the red. Yeah. Wow.
No media. Like, come on, bro. Yeah. I did that one other time. I got snagged. I didn't get snagged. I was when the baseball players went on strike. Mm-hmm. They had the minor leaguers and the major leaguers had a union meeting. So this was the best, right? So I snuck into the meeting, right, with all the other players, right? Now I was, I called a couple of like guys I knew, and I was kind of like this, like slouched down. But the best was, I couldn't bring in a pad, right? Like, but they gave you a pencil and a notepad to take notes from the union meeting.
No way.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is the best. So I was feverishly taking notes, right? The whole thing.
Yeah.
So I write the story inside the Players Association meeting, blah, 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 blah. And I got all kinds of trouble, all kinds of heat. There were a couple guys on the beat. They were like, "That's not right. That's unethical."
Oh, no.
And I'm thinking, I don't know. That's a good story. Like, why is that unethical? Because his name was Marty Noble. He was. Do you remember that guy? He worked for Newsday.
I do.
This freaking guy couldn't stand him. He was like a real haughty guy with a huge belly, huge, gigantic belly, cause the belly went for miles, like one of these guys. And he used to sit, and he would try to talk to players with his hands on his stomach, like he would be out there here. And I'm like, they wanted to. He petitioned to get my baseball writer's card pulled.
These are guys that take themselves a little too
Right?
seriously. Really.
I'm like,
it's
listen,
sports.
it's
Yeah,
sports.
go
I
away.
just thought it's a good story. It wasn't Watergate.
It's the worst. Nothing worse than moralizing sports writers.
Right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Go away.
Unethical. Stop.
Get
Anyway, I'm sorry, Jules. We digress. Not often I get a chance to reminisce with Dick Jerardi.
It's all right. We've been through some battles together.
All right. Purdue and Queens U.
Queens U, the champions of the Atlantic Sun. I'm sure everybody was aware of that.
And-
They were in Charlotte, North Carolina.
They're going to merge with Elon?
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
unaware of that, but that's interesting.
Let me double
Purdue
check my facts.
finished the regular season poorly, then won 4 in 4 days in Chicago to win the Big Ten championship. Minus 25.5 is too many for me. I will take Queens plus the points. I do not think Purdue's defense
Plus
is very
the
good.
points.
I'll take Queens in this contest.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
Queens plus the points. So my buddy Boo, right?
Boo, yes.
My best friend, like,
Yeah, your man.
Right?
Yep.
So he like we went to a million games together. Like, Temple games up the Meadowlands. Like, I'd be covering games. He'd come with me.
Yep.
So he loves you. I think I know you met him a bunch of times.
All right.
Right? So he's watching and he's like, dude, these stories from Dick are the greatest. Because, he's a huge Temple. He's a Temple Law guy. Right?
Boo, we've seen some stuff, man. Anthony and I could tell you some stories from like casinos on the riverfront in St. Louis with women with hair 4 feet tall, but we won't go there. We'll leave that. We'll leave that alone. Remember they had like a $10 limit? He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm pulling out $100 bills, and they're going, "What is that? We never seen one of them before." I said, "You're in a casino." What?
Oh, that was funny. California Baptist and Rock Chalk.
I'll take California Baptist plus the 14.5. I think Kansas is kind of dysfunctional. Something is just wrong with them. This game's in San Diego, by the way. They thought they were going to be in Oklahoma City or St. Louis. Kansas was in neither. They were shushed out to the West Coast. California Baptist can score a little bit, so I like them plus the 14.5. You go, and how do I know anything about California Baptist?
Yes.
And the answer is I know just enough to be dangerous.
Wow, that's amazing.
And by the way, Prairie View A&M's getting 35.5 from Florida. Prairie View won the play-in. They finished 8th in their conference. And they were seeded 60.
Oh, my God.
They were seeded 68th. They beat Lehigh last night pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
Getting 35.5 against the Gators in Tampa.
Oh, my
Pretty
God.
tough spot after playing last night in Dayton. But you know what? They went from Prairie View in Texas to Dayton to Tampa. And what a great thing. They got their first NCAA win in program history last night.
It's a great story. I love that stuff.
We love it.
California Baptist. It's amazing to know that.
Cal Baptist.
UConn.
Yeah.
Where you at with UConn?
Yeah, look, I love the coach. I mean, forget the antics, all that other stuff. He's a sensational
Great coach.
2 national titles. They run their offensive sets are the most intricate, to me, in basketball, even more intricate than I see in the NBA. But I just don't think the talent is up anywhere in the vicinity of the teams that won the 2 titles.
Right.
I just don't see it. I don't see a lot of NBA talent on this team. I see some guys that are marginal NBA guys at the moment. Maybe they'll get better. Furman is interesting. They have a pretty good history in the tournament. Doesn't matter who the coach is, they do well, but they were kind of surprise winner of their league. 20.5 is a big number for a team that to me has trouble scoring from time to time. UConn.
Yeah.
And this game is in South Philly at the Xfinity Mobile Arena or whatever we're calling it these days.
Yeah.
I will take Furman plus the 20.5 in that game.
All right. Furman is the selection.
There you go.
And then finally, Miami and Mizzou, the late game 10-10 tip. Canes laying a 1.5.
Yeah, and this is they didn't give Miami any of the best of it, right? They're the 7 playing Missouri and St. Louis.
Yeah.
That almost seems like unfair. Again, who knows what the committee was doing or thinking. I like Dennis Gates. I'm a fan. This is John Lucas's son, Jay Lucas, who's the coach at Miami.
Yeah.
But I've liked how Missouri has been playing for a couple of years. This is a little different than their normal team, but Big 12, mid-pack. To me, mid-pack Big 12 is better than mid-pack ACC.
Yeah.
I'll take Missouri plus. Looks like they're getting a 1.5.
Yeah, plus 1.5. That's it. I like it. I like it. The 10 seed
There you go.
over the 7 seed. That's it. We
did it.
We did
again.
it. I'm sure we'll be back again over the weekend. And don't forget the Parks Casino Hoops Extravaganza. Everybody's going to be here through the whole weekend, man. It's just one hoops celebrity after another. Come on out. 150-foot screens. You got a chance to win Maxi's jerseys and autographed Maxi jerseys, autographed Maxi basketballs, autographed AI basketball, autographed AI jersey, like all that stuff. Just great. A lot of fun here. So check it out. You can't get here. You know what to do. Jump on the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. All the games right there. And there's always another way to win. Casino games, you name it. It's all there right on the app. Just remember, betparks.com has all the details. Got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. You got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, my brother. A lot of fun.
Always.
Great day, man.
Thank you, my man. We could do it. We could probably be on there for hours, but Julia,
I know. I feel bad for Julia. I got excited because you're here, and so we get to do this. I'm sure next week we'll do it again.
Anytime.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Jules, we love you. Tomorrow's your last day. She's going to Scotland. Where else are you going? How about that?
Scotland and where? I didn't hear the rest of it.
Edinburgh.
Very nice. Have you ever been before? It's awesome. You'll love it. You'll have a great time.
You've been to Scotland?
I have.
Wow.
Love Scotland.
Really? I'm gonna go. I've never been. I want to go to Ireland.
That was when I used
See
to
the
play.
booming.
Used to play golf a little bit. I don't play anymore, but I played golf all through Scotland.
You did? Yeah.
Courses everywhere. There's a course at every.
You just playing the links?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's good
Links
stuff.
style. You like links golf?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't play anymore, but yeah.
Why'd you give it up? Most people never give it up.
Takes too long. I need more time to look at horses.
Who's a pony player?
Really?
A huge pony player. Look,
my man.
Saturdays.
Tell him, come on.
Him and my buddy Tooch.
Tell him to come to the track one day. We'll hang out. We'll show him the
all right,
ropes.
I'm going to do that. All right.
We can do that. We can make that happen.
When you tell me the next one of the big races,
that's fine.
I'm going to grab them, bring them up, and
We'll do it.
Now, we will have one of those executive room spots.
Whatever room you want. We'll make it happen.
I want to go. Like I want to go. I love where you go to these boxes.
You want to be with a high roll.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, I like it. The great Dick Jerardi. I'm Anthony Gargano. I hope you enjoyed from Hoop Mania. Enjoy all the games, everybody. Love you, Jules. Thank you. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for the show.
We all silly like the mayor.